to tell from here because of the ridge there. It wasn't very good planning on my part. I don't know if you can make out. Not too bad. I am pleasantly surprised. We made 4 bales in the field, you already knew that. And the counter is telling me that in this field here, I was going to be happy with 2 dozen bales. You know, 10 would be poor. We ended up with 28 bales out of this field. So, I am very, very happy with that. Considering the amount of the field that I cut. And like I said, it's 3rd cutting in October, and how bad this year was, because at this point we're just still shy of 7 inches of total rainfall for the entire year. And we've made another 32 bales on our 3rd cut. That's pretty dang good. So like I said, these bales, I've got a half bale, like 32 plus there's a half one. Oh, I switched the computer off. Just over half a bale's in the chamber, so I'm going to take it to the field and drop it right into a bale ring. So yeah, that's baling 23 is done. Harvest is done in the books. And here's how it goes. Bring the baler into the field. You poke all that stuff out and let them have at it, because you look at it. It's literally like icing sugar for them. Yeah. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I forgot to bring you guys back last time when I was putting the old grader thing on my on the tractor. So yeah, it's as good as I could make it. And the young lad that's doing all the back braking work for me, Jeremy Gardner, is a handy little builder. He's a grown man, Piper Doug, get smart. Yeah, lovely young fella. He's a go-getter. So you're in this area and you're looking for some building work and you want to support a young fella getting started, give him a shout. I will, if I can think on it, get his contact information for you. And yes, Billy is back at her. I don't know what he was doing dropping that one there. There's no real need that one. Anyway. So yeah, I got to finish leveling up this pad, but he's getting a good start on this one. So, giggity. I'm going to go and fire up my water pump because apparently next week it's minus 12. So I best get all the water pumping I need done. And then, now because the baling is done, I got to go and haul bales off the field in certain locations. These guys are enjoying the first of those bales. Yeah, I haven't looked back. Hobbit cow. Neighbor man gets a kick out of that. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta go out and haul bales because I gotta do a little bit of tillage out there on that lovely hay ground. And you'll be like, why are you doing tillage on your hay ground? Well, we will talk about that in a future clip. Okay, go and get the water pump started. This lagoon needs to be down as low as I can make it. Get these bales picked. That's not picking bales. green hayfield. How are you doing, Piper Dog? So yeah, some of you already know, we're putting in more shelter belts. Lots of good government programs out right now, and we've been planning on doing these, mimicking what's over there in the grain field. We were planning on doing it anyway, but now with the government has to invest in some green farming projects because of all this carbon tax they're charging everybody. They're able to now pay for the whole thing. So the other big benefit to putting trees out on this hayfield, besides, let's see, your raked up hay won't blow away. Yeah, weren't thinking of that one, were ya? The other big one is that they will then also pay to put fencing on either side of these tree rows. Now, if you're jumping ahead of me here, you've already figured that out. Rotational grazing. So, as you can see, we're already rotational grazing with the delinquents over there. So it just means that when we take, say, 2 cuts off, and then we have great growth back like you see there, we can then rotate the whole herd in through this field once it's had a bit of a frost on it though. Well, we all know how that works with alfalfa. And then eventually down the road this will probably be a grass blend in it as well. So, yeah. So there will be, oh my gosh, I think there's probably going to be at least 8,000 trees, I think. So it's a single row, like in the green field, and it's my Scots pine cottonwood poplars. That way they're big vertical trees, quick growing, and they don't branch out low down, so you're not messing with your equipment. So yeah, we're taking this width out, well, not quite this entire width. It's a single row of trees, and then we're going to lay down a thick mat of straw with the bale processor on either side of the trees. And that way, they pay me to water the trees. And I think this straw idea should help save the moisture. Because they did use that plastic mulch over there on the big field. And it didn't last long. And it has created a complete and utter mess. And let's face it, you're trying to do something for the environment and then you have plastic blowing everywhere. That's not the smartest thing, really, is it? So, this is what we're doing. But yeah, got another road to do over there, and then I'm going to switch tractors, put Big Blue on the discs, and then he can deep disc it. Because this is not going in very deep, because this tractor is struggling. Because it's only 2-wheel drive right now. Front wheels are not driving. So yeah, that's all this tractor is doing. It's actually getting pulled at an angle, if you can see this. So yeah, it's too light and it's underpowered and underwheeled. Ay, 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 ay. Hard to believe there's 14 dump truck loads of shale. Yeah, so sadly, and this is what I've been talking about in previous sections, is the shale that we get around here. It looks like this. Not quite like what Welker Farms get, that nice crumbly stuff. See, this seems to be like a little bit older kind of a shale, where it's already coalesced into big chunks. They do break up. And like I said, if you can stockpile it and let it get frozen a couple of times, it'll break up. And like Billy said, he tries to get as much face on the pit exposed to the winter to get new stuff every season, but you end up with this. So you try and break it up with the machine while you're putting it out, but after that, it's sledgehammer time. So We made the decision today because we've got till, today is Friday, we've got till Monday, Tuesday before it starts getting colder, but there's wet and snow coming. This pad here has been abandoned. It is not getting poured because we just do not have time to get it ready and then deal with it in our extreme cold. Now you can pour concrete in freezing weather. They just have to add chemicals and then you have to cover it with insulated tarps to let it heat itself. So that's what we will have to do with this one. So this one is leveled, is raked and formed. So he's coming back to do the rebar, and I think he has a couple other obligations that he's trying to work around. So yeah, I said that's why I made the decision to pull the other project until next year. As soon as it's dry enough next year, we'll get him back to do that one. But this one needs to happen. Yeah, I haven't even got to that yet, so yeah. Man, when winter shows up here, it is like a light switch. You go from mid-teens to low single digits and then zeros. And the nighttime freezing starts and then it might never stop. So then you're done. So yeah. So hopefully get this poured this week, this coming week. That, my friend, is load 150. Still a ways to go. It's always a milestone when you get to 150. I think last year we got to 187 loads. This year I'm pretty sure we'll go over that. It is Friday night. I'm predicting snow for Tuesday. Fingers crossed. We should be done. Yes, my least favorite job, literally my least favorite job on the farm, being a cattle rancher. Water troughs. Because this is the last really nice weekend. We are still getting above 0 temperatures. But because this is the, I thought that was one of them there prehistoric critters there. Yeah, this is the weekend to do the water troughs. So, cleaning out the downpipes because they do get moisture in them, either groundwater or they get a little bit of drip by. So, tightening up. That's the other big thing is these hose clamps. Tighten them up every time. I don't know why. They just keep slackening off. That's where a lot of the dripping and the moisture inside the boxes come from. Just that tiny little seeping. So. Yeah, I'm gonna go and soak the downpipe. Okay, my apologies. I keep forgetting we have international viewers on the channel. Strange as that may seem, why they'd want to watch little old me, but so this is how watering systems have to work on the prairies when you get to -40 centigrade regularly and for long periods of time. So these water boxes are fully insulated. The tops normally have insulation on them, but they never last, and it's not actually as important. So the boxes, as you can see, are styrofoam insulated. These pans have a little sort of a horseshoe element in both sides. Yes, this is the one that's cracked. And I was supposed to be getting a new one, and I'm still waiting for it. Actually, we're switching to a can arm for this one because I'm sick of these. I don't like the new ones. I would love to get this one again because that's 20 years old, and it's for the most part been good except for the top. And the top to replace it is almost the price of a new water. So, yeah, stainless steel. There's a ball cock valve that sits here waiting for a new one of those. Yes, everything is back ordered. So your water line comes up. We have a 12-inch culvert that goes down into the ground. And yes, you'll see wires. So the culvert goes down and then it just butts down into the gravel and dirt down at, because water lines have to be below 8 feet down here in the prairies, because frost can actually get close to that. Like 5 feet, you 5 to 6 feet, you can almost get frost down there by the end of winter. So yeah, 8 feet, all water lines have to be down there. So yeah, the wires come up with the water line. And so usually I have a power system in here. There's a thermostat in here that runs the heater elements, but we run them wide open as soon as it gets to winter. I learned that from one of you great YouTube subscribers. Turn your thermostats all the way up, leave them there. Don't mess with them, just leave them there. And it has served me well since I did that. So, yeah. You get groundwater going into the pipe, and you do get drips from the box. So at the start of winter, just clean them out. Just keep an eye on it. And if needs be, you can come back out here on a really good day and clean them back out again. Most of the troughs, we will put a heat tape down the side of the water pipe to keep the pipe warm enough. For some reason, this one has never needed it, and I'm probably kicking myself now. I probably should go get one. So, that's to do. All the rest of them have them. So, I'll bring you back when I get to the next. I feel like I've done this before. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, and by the way, I have rods I put in, or tubifers. Because I always open them up, and that way I take the pressure off the belt. Always. Saves your belt. Okay. Low at 160. So yeah. That's number 5. We have 5 heated water troughs. That's the last one on the line, number 5. And that's the one we had trouble with. Yeah. Had to Vaseline my ball cock again. Serviced it, checked everything over, cleaned the lid, the gasket, because that's always an issue on those, is and where that lid fits down into the grooves, it gets full of crud because the cows drink, hold their head up, dribble all over it, and there's silage and stuff in their mouths. And reset everything, tightened up the fitting because it wasn't sitting right. It seemed like it was just running on and on. Put it all back together, it still ran on and on and on. So I thought after last year's little Vaseline trick, I'd do it again. Working perfectly. So Richie water troughs, fix that. Because I'm not a fan of Vaselining my ball cock out in the cattle pen. Yeah, so that's done. Full job out of the way. Back to poop spreading, cow feeding, cab chasing. Getting ready because we have 3 days of snow coming this week. With that sitting, you don't want to see that, but it is what it is. These the jokers. There's the jokers. Jokers was another one that got a freebie this year. She didn't have a baby, but because she's on one of the list of the top girls, she got a pass, didn't you? Yeah. Not many, once it passed the first and second timers, get a freebie. What do you? Oh, that's my screwdriver. You just caught my screwdriver in my pocket, you bugger. Yeah. Then there's Ike. How you doing, Ike's an older cow. Yeah. Then there's Royalty. This is her ladyship. Squirts. Oh no, that's Mama Flops. Jeez, they've been moving everybody around. Oh, here's Queenie. Queenie was another one that got a buy out to the field when she didn't have her calf. Then she had a calf out in the field. And a big boy. So he might be a keeper. We've got a few that are still all their parts. So we'll make a judgment call on who gets to stay. But Queenie is definitely one of the oh, there's Squirtsy right there. Hey darling. Queenie is definitely one of the top ranks. Came from a very good bloodline. There's not very many of her family in the herd, so it would be safe to keep. Oh, here's another top bloodline. There's Bowie. And the reason that Bowie is very special is, well, A, she's as quiet as Squirts is. She makes big calves. Holy moly, does she ever. Here she comes. Hi, Spousers. Hi, darling. Hi. Yeah. Oh, I tell you, if you have cows and you don't have this relationship with your cows, you are missing out. Like I said, you can be having the roughest day, but they just know when you need. Oh, sharking it, sharking. Oh, sharking. Oh, get that spot. Oh, we're sharking. Oh, we're sharking. Squirts is doing. What are you doing? It's like, oh, sorry about that. Oh, no. That's the spot. And yes, Joker has a very obnoxious voice. Oh, sweetie. Where's your boy? I haven't seen him yet today. It's probably him nose down over there. He's a big red boy. So yeah, got some good sized critters here. You see all the tags in the left ears, those are all boys. Quite often when you see a calf with two tags, like this one over here that says Lou, it's because that's a girl. The number will be in the right ear, it means it's a girl. Ta-da! That's Ginny's kid, Jeannie. 35, same thing. There's Mary, number in the right ear, name in the left ear, which means they are high on the list to keep. So, okay, let's get on feeding. So where are we at now? Corrals are done. Corrals are done. So yeah, 7 corrals all cleaned out. And the silage pit for the most part is cleaned off. So let me do the math here. 163 loads to get out to here. And this is, I think, next to the last pen there, this is the next biggest pile. So I think there's about 30 loads here. So yeah, we'll be around about that. Last year was 187. I think we'll be right about the 190 loads. So yeah. So, but the nice thing is, now that I'm out here, I can close the, put the new panel that's going in there, and then close the panel back here, and then give the cows run back into here and get them to the water trough. We don't normally let the cows come up to the water trough because they have the dugout, but because the calves are getting through that old fence into the hayfield, I'm just scared they're going to break the fence and the cows will get in there, will get bloat and blah 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 blah. So we're going to shut them out of the ravine and let them come in here, because I don't mind them being here while I'm filling this. So anyway, let's get at her. It is Sunday night. This was the last warm day. Tomorrow is to be high single digits. The next day is to be low single digits, and then from then on we're hovering around about minus during the day, and we're into the minuses at night. So yeah, I'll put in a picture here. And So yeah, that was me fixing the shelters that are going to be getting built this winter. They will get done this winter, touch wood. Because yeah, they had all kind of slipped over during the summer. I don't know if I had any images of that where they all kind of flopped. So yeah, they are stayed back up, and the 2 or 3 posts that were way out of whack that we saw last winter, I have since moved them back into position while the ground is still nice and soft. I've got one left to do tomorrow, so I might stick this in this video, so I'm blabbing on too much. Let's get on! If I snip in this video, please forgive me, because the front part of the white curtain showed up, I can tell you, at exactly 9:15 last night. I can tell you that for an absolute fact, because I felt it. When I was loading poop out there, there was a cold gust. Literally like one of those, when they say someone walked across your grave. Yeah, one of those. Felt it. So yesterday was, what did they say? 13 felt like 15. I believe it. I changed my my shirt twice, soaked through. Yes, I said I would bring you back. So I got a couple of little adjustments to make here, but the big thing is this. Look at that. If you remember to last winter when we were doing this work, there's one there. I don't know if it's that one or it's this one. Maybe it's this one needs pushed a little bit more. But this post and the faraway one, I'll show you where they were. There. So the width, actually more than the width, just a bit more than the width of the post, they were out. And that was due to that drill bit skittering around and then breaking. So, sat everything back up, put the stays in. I may or may not have done pretty bad. OSHA would have shot me on site running the skid steer while standing outside the actual machine to nudge and pull and push these posts to get the stays in. So I think, which one is it? This one has to go that way but 2 inches, and I think this one has to go that way a little bit. The one last big one that's got a really bad move to make, and I will show you this because it's laughable. Can you tell? Can you tell? Like there. So yeah. So we're hand bombing her. So I just gotta clean that. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there. I may or may not have borrowed Mrs. Piper Doug's garden tractor to knock down all the weeds and grass and stuff in here so I can work. So don't tell her. That'll be our little secret, everybody. Don't tell her. So I gotta do a little bit more scooping outy, and then we'll just fire her across. For the most part, everything is all within Piper Doug tolerances. The back wall is what I really needed everything to be squared off, because I built everything off the back wall. But like I say, I got to a point last year where I couldn't do any more because they were just too out of whack. So I gotta make sure these are all still where they need to be. As far as I know they are. Yeah, I knocked out these in between posts because I hadn't realized until we put the big posts in, when I was hammering them in with a post bounder, they got way out of whack. Like that. So yeah, I would have to cut a chunk out of that. I gotta remember to look with the camera, not with my eyes. I would have to cut a notch out of that to run it. The reason they're there is to give the center of the wall support from pressure. But I found there's a better way of doing it, where you run your 2x6s and then you run the 2x6 on its flat in behind it and screw a nail through it, so you create like an angle iron. Or you can do what they call a cross brace, and that helps stiffen up the center of the wall too. So this one over here is actually really good. And yes, like I said last night, pens are done. Oh, so there we go. Man, for Piper duck, that's pretty dang close. See, there's a couple, like you can see the third one from us. It's got a lean on it. And then the end one has, that's not an end one, that's this end of the fairway one, it's got a lean too. So they've got to be pushed back up. So that's what I'm doing today, because it's supposed to be about 9. Oh, I just realized that second one there has a bit of a problem. Okay, so that's on the shot list. Anyway, let's get at her, because it's not getting done flapping my gums. And then in the dark, I go back to poop spreading. Holy moly, I just realized that. That's a widowmaker. Eesh, yeah, they're all starting to come down. Anyway. Mint! It's time! Oh, look how clean this is. Yeah, so there's going to be a plan to build a silage pit. I don't know if I talked about that already. So we'll probably sort of like hammer into this sort of little rise here. Put some walls in, because this wastage is rather expensive. Now this isn't good quality, so it wouldn't have made the best silage anyway. But it's time to start doing silage, because as soon as it gets to 0, they need energy. I don't know what it is. The smell of silage, or just getting the girls back onto ration. And make sure everybody's getting a really good balanced diet. I don't know, maybe something like that. And there's Queenie's boy. Right in the middle of the screen there. He's a good sized lad. You might just keep him. Weren't expecting it, but he's a heck of a looking lad for being young. Anyway, so probably should wrap this up. It is Monday. It is cold. Tonight is the first night of the frosts. So yeah, it's gonna start getting colder at night. Daytimes are gonna be up and down, so we won't really know. And yes, I'm dropping the silage on the ground. Very good reason for that is until we get into the pit and we get it faced and we get it all of the good face exposed, like the top scored off and the sides cleaned back. Then I won't bother putting in the tires. That way they can just pick through it, get their best, whatever they want. So, and then, plus, this piece of ground here, if we have time, next spring, and we can get this fenced off, this will get plowed with that field. We're almost done full coverage, so we're starting to lap back over with the stuff there at the back of the yard. So yeah. This is to be rotated in, so we're going to put a new fence along here. I think there used to be a fence here at one time. And then we'll put a new fence there as well. So this will be a paddock as well as the ravine grazing, so we'll be able to spot out. But this is tired, like it doesn't grow very well, and it's absolutely riddled. As you can see here, there's some really deep holes. You hit them with the tractor, you're in trouble, but I'm more worried about the cows, so. Yeah, see, they're really excited about this. So, anyway, I best go. It's supper time, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, not too much snow falls, but it's supposed to be. Supposed to be getting a good chance of 2 days of white stuff, but it might not last. So we'll see. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, and if you really want to, hit the like button. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I still cannot get over how much the channel has grown, but the more the merrier. You're all welcome. And yeah, hope you all have a good week. Stay warm, everybody. There's Ghosty. Halloween's coming. Woo! The babies.